Alright guys, so today's video is just a little different from what I normally do, except not really because this is about music and I talk a lot about music. But today's video I want to compare two songs that do similar things in their songs, and the two songs I want to look at is One Whole Day by Dixie D'Amelio and My Play by AJR. And the similarities I want to look at between these two is the extended use of really, and using this song, like using the word really multiple times in a row in their songs, specifically the chorus. The reason I'm so interested in this is because I know Dixie got a lot of hate for her juvenile writing while using the extended use of really, and why couldn't you think of another word or something? And honestly, I thought the same thing, but then I was listening to My Play by AJR because I really like that song, and I realized they did the exact same thing, and I was like, why do I like it in one song and not the other? Why is it okay for one artist to do it but not the other? So I wanted to look at three things to kind of really figure out why I liked it in one song and not the other, and see if maybe was it just the bias? Is it because I like AJR better than I like Dixie, or was there more to it? So I have three questions that I want to ask myself. 1. Can I relate to the song? Because obviously if I can relate to a song, I'm going to have more bias. 2. What is the context in which they use the word really? Why are they extending it? Why did they use it multiple times instead of once in a row? And 3, I want to look at what is the emotional value behind not only the song, but the usage of the word, and just the emotional tone throughout the entire song. So without further ado, let's get into it. So firstly, we're going to look into if I can relate to each of these songs, because as I said before, it will definitely help create a bias. So One Whole Day is about the relief and sadness you feel after a breakup, which I can kind of relate to, but not as much as some people could, because I've only ever had one breakup in my life. And it was kind of like the song described, but also very different from the song described. So I can relate a little bit, but not that much. My Play, on the other hand, is a song where the narrator is sharing his feelings about his parents' divorce, both while he was a child and when he got older, and how it affected him. It's Jack singing, but the song is about all three of the brothers. My parents got divorced when I was younger, which didn't affect me so much then, but as I got older and heard my mom and stepdad talk about divorce more and more often, it really does stick with me a lot more than One Whole Day did. Next, I want to look at what is the context in which it's used. So Dixie uses really in her chorus. For one day, I was really, 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 really sad. For one day, one whole day, I missed you really, 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 really bad. And a single tear trickled down my face while I threw your shit in the fireplace. I was really, 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 really sad. For one day, one whole day. For me, the placement of really in this song isn't adding anything to it, and it kind of just makes it sound like a classic cheerleader bitch from to stereotypical high school movie is being a spoiled brat because her boy toy left, and she makes that her entire personality until she finds a new target. It's very juvenile, it doesn't add anything, and quite honestly, it's just a little annoying. My Play also uses really in the chorus. I just really, 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 really want to show you my play, and I don't want to do it for Dad at Dad's new place. I worked really, 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 really hard, let me show you my play, and I don't want to do it twice because it's not the same. Now this is more from the perspective of a child, in which using really makes a lot of sense, because he's begging his parents for something, i.e. to watch his play, in the hopes that when they watch his play, they'll forget about all the bad things that are happening, and he doesn't want to put it on twice for both his parents one at a time because it's not the same and it just makes him really, really sad. And honestly, using really that many times makes sense because it's the kind of language that little children use when they're trying to beg for something, especially something that means a lot to them, because it's the only way they know how to get their point across. Lastly, I want to look at the emotional value of each song. So for One Whole Day, when Dixie sings it, there's no emotional value to it. She just kind of sings to sing, and you can't hear any emotion to it. There's no connection. It's just kind of there, and again, the writing is very juvenile. Also, the background music is kind of like this funky beach tune that doesn't really match up with the lyrics she's singing, and there's definitely a stark contrast there, and all in all, it doesn't have much emotion to it. The narrator behind My Play gives the song more depth, and you can definitely hear the emotion and the emotional connection when you listen to the song, especially in the chorus, but also just
all throughout the song. And the background music also adds to the sad vibe that the song is giving off. So, like, overall, it's a very emotional piece. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and thanks for watching!